Alright, so first things first, to kick off today's cannabis-powered, yet sports-driven talk show. It's hard to deny the positive effect that cannabis has had on sports in the past and sports today as we know it. Cannabis is a part of sports whether you like it or not.
The Fantasy Football Huddle, presented by the Huddle Chat Sports Show and your host, Dallas Clark, also known as Indo is my Nindo. Everybody huddle up, grab a piece of paper, and get settled in. It's just about time for the Fantasy Football Huddle, presented by the Huddle Chat Sports Show and your host, Indo is my Nindo. Let's get it started, baby.
What is happening, baby? Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays. Let me adjust the camera for y'all so y'all can see this absolutely beautiful ensemble we got going on today. It's snowing in the Mile High City. It's absolutely chilly. We're getting a nice white Christmas. So y'all see I had to get the white Christmas outfit on today just for y'all. I'm so excited to be here, y'all. Welcome to the Huddle Chat Sports Network's NFL Kickoff show for Week 16. This is the daytime special for Christmas that we got going on today. Because if you guys haven't heard already, we're going to be at the Mile High Stadium, formerly known as Sports Authority Field, formerly known as, better known as to most of us from Denver, from Colorado, as Invesco Field. But Mile High Stadium, home of this week's Sunday night football game, Broncos, Patriots. Your boy will be there. Your boy's going to be in the crowd. So keep a lookout for this ensemble because we're going to be there. We're going to be doing a live show from the parking lot today, and we're going to have everything nice and crisp for you guys. Have some real good content from that for you coming up this week as well. But you're not here for that yet. Like I said, this is the daytime edition. We're setting those lineups. We're trying to find who's going to be today's Puka Nacua, who's going to be today's T. Higgins, who's going to be today's star that really helps you get to that championship game today. My boy Elijah Ending says, morning, brother. Hey, I better see y'all on TV. You know I'm getting us on TV. Don't you worry about a damn thing. Hope everything's going great for you, my man. Hope to see you here soon as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. As always, we're going to go through the injury report. We're going to go through a couple of these matchups today. I'm going to try to avoid as much as possible some of these Sunday night football players, but I can't have you guys not setting your lineups. So we're going to go through everything as easily and as crisply as possible. Make sure you guys, as always, are dropping down into that comment section and letting me know what you guys think. Let me know your conundrums for the day, wishing me a Merry Christmas, whatever you guys got to do. Of course, I want to pop your comments up here like I did my boy Elijah just a moment ago. So let's get into all the news here today. Make sure you follow the Huddle Chat Sports Show on Facebook and on Twitter, or formerly known Twitter, now X, at the Huddle Chat. And you can also check us out on Twitter live. Let's see here. Let's go into the injury report for today's games here. Let's see. I know we've had some craziness go on this last weekend. Like I kind of alluded to at the beginning of the show, Puka Nacua went the fuck off on Thursday Night Football. If you're playing against him like I am in the semifinals, you hate your life. You're looking at T. Higgins going off last night in that Cincinnati game, but not as much as George Pickens did for the Pittsburgh Steelers. George Pickens went Becky Buck wild last night for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was absolutely insane last night watching those games. We're getting a full slate of games today as well as our Christmas game tomorrow. We have a couple of inactives today, really not very many inactives. We have the inactives, of course, Will Levis, Tennessee Titans is going to be inactive. Jaden Reed from the Green Bay Packers, we've talked about him a lot over here on this podcast. He's going to be inactive today, as well as Christian Watson from the Green Bay Packers. So Tucker Kraft, the tight end from the Green Bay Packers, first off the tops to everything, is going to be the first player that I'm going to be talking about today. Tucker Kraft is probably going to be in. You're looking at what is the tight end that they had at the beginning of the season that I talked about a lot. Now he's not there. Can't remember his name, but the starting tight end is out at the current moment. You're looking at Christian Watson out. You're looking at Jaden Reed being out. Aaron Jones maybe back now today. But this Packers offense is lacking their playmakers. Shouts out to Don Clark. Mama says, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Mama. Thank you all so much for tuning in this morning here. Now let's see what we got going on. So like I said, Tucker Kraft for the Green Bay Packers is going to be my very first person that I would like to add into my stardom list for this morning's games. Let's see what we got going on here as far as the rest of our list. We got Alexander Madison for the Vikings is going to be active today. So that's going to be big for you Ty Chandler owners that are going to be looking at his potential health today. So I think Ty Chandler still has a decent start this week. However, he's probably going to have a lot of his ceiling taken away from the fact that Alexander Madison is going to be back this week as well. So let's see what the top news is for the injury information this week. Let me see here. Like I said before, make sure you guys drop down below. Ask me all those questions that you got. First ones we got is playoff stressing me out. Should I trust Trevor Lawrence or start Nick Mullins early? Honestly, Trevor Lawrence, he did miss the game last week when he should have missed the game. The fact that he's already, I believe, passed through percussion protocol and he's going to be in this week, and he's traveling to the game this week, it already bodes well. Trevor Lawrence has got an active game streak going right now, and I don't think he misses it. Now, last week he was looking a little handicapped with that knee and that ankle injury that kept him out last week. However, I do think Trevor Lawrence still presents a nice, safe floor for you there starting. So I think I still go with Trevor Lawrence. Nick Mullins isn't a bad idea. However, we've got an extremely small sample size from Nick Mullins. So I'm sticking with Trevor Lawrence when it comes to that starting sit question there. Got my boy Joey Garcia, Tyron Smith, and Zach Martin out for Dallas, question mark. I'm actually not 100% sure. I don't know why I said question mark like I was texting that to you. That was weird. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure on the lineman. I'm going to get that information for you by the end of the episode. Thank you for the question there, Coach Joey. Coach Garcia, that's my dog right there. Welcome to the show, my man. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's see what we got here as far as injury information. Give me one moment to pull it up. As far as the Cowboys this week, though, I do like Tony Pollard as a starter. Speaking of the Cowboys with their offensive line issues and things like that, I still do like Tony Pollard a lot as a starter. He's been on a tear these last few weeks, and I think that Tony Pollard is going to be an absolutely amazing addition for your team this week. If you're looking at Tony Pollard in your running back one, even your flex position, I'm starting with confidence this week. I'm also sticking with Jalen Waddle this week as well, just because you're looking at Tyreek Hill. He's coming back this week. I think Tyreek is still going to be making that splash, but they're playing the number one defense against wide receivers this season, which is the Dallas Cowboys. So I really do think that, especially Stephon Gilmore, their job is going to be shutting down Tyreek Hill today, which is going to leave that open for Jalen Waddle. I think Raheem Mostert, of course, has a decent game, but I really think you're going to be depending, when it comes to Devon Chain, Raheem Mostert, you're really going to be depending on those big splash plays when it comes to them really scoring a lot of points today, more than their projection. Let's see here. So we got the Week 16 injury report. Joey Garcia, I'm about to have your answer right now. Do you think he will be as dynamic with an ankle injury? Talking about Trevor Lawrence. I think that Trevor Lawrence, if that's what you're talking about, will be not as dynamic, but it's not like you're looking at Lamar Jackson with that ankle injury. You know, you might take a little bit away from Trevor Lawrence, but even last week, you saw him getting out of the pocket. You saw him making those moves, extending those plays, and I really think that Trevor Lawrence can still make his move. Are you talking about Tyreek Hill? Okay, so Tyreek Hill, I think he will still be dynamic. I think he's just not going to be used a lot. I think a lot more in the case is mostly going to be in the decoy role, trying to get that defense softened up against the Dallas Cowboys, trying to get Stephon Gilmore down the field out of the way. And if we can get that out of the way, if we can have the focus on Jalen Waddle or on Tyreek Hill, then Jalen Waddle can really start to eat today. But I think Tyreek Hill still plays great today. You're just going to be disappointed in the amount of times he comes out of the field for a couple of plays for rest. Tyreek Hill, normally he can run down the field, come back in the huddle, and get into the next play. However, this week I don't think that's going to necessarily be the case. I think he's going to take a lot more rest this week. So trying to go through this injury information. You're looking at Trevor Lawrence here with the Jaguars. It looks like he's still playing. Everything is pointing towards him playing. He hasn't been marked in as out or not yet. Let's see here. So we got Nico Collins from the Texans is out today. So I remember somebody asked me a question about Nico Collins earlier. Josh Downs or Nico Collins? That's your answer right there. Nico Collins is going to be out in Week 16. I just got that information. As far as the Texans game, Texans-Titans, it doesn't look like many more players besides Will Levis on that roster there. Let's see what we got going on here as far as any more outs in that game that are going to affect your lineup. Nothing really terrible there. Same thing going on with the Lions-Panthers game. No huge injury information coming out of that game outside of a couple, defensive players, offensive linemen, things like that. But nothing crazy. Bills-Bears game that we got going on today, Josh Allen is questionable coming into the game, but that's just because he had to practice this week. That he missed. Oh, wait, that's last week's game. I don't know why they give me the Bills chart. Wait, is this last week's injury report? What did they give me this late information for? Sorry about that, y'all. Let me see this real quick. Let me see here. Yeah, once I saw that Bears game, I was like, I know that's not right. There we go. So what's your pick on Niners and Baltimore? Actually, that Niners and Baltimore game I'm extremely excited about. What a better Christmas gift that we could receive than that Niners-Baltimore game on Monday Night Football. Honestly, I think Baltimore-Ravens, that's going to be my upset special for the week. I think the Ravens really get it done. I think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think. I don't think either team blows the other one out. You're looking at the Niners defense being one of the best defenses in the league. But you also look at that Ravens offense being extremely dynamic and one of the hardest offenses to stop. It's going to be the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. And I think that we get that amazing matchup on Monday Night Football. I think that the Ravens win it by 6 points. I'm going 21-27 Ravens on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a fantastic game, though. I'm extremely excited. As far as that Falcons-Colts game that we got going on today, I think obviously that the Colts are going to win. It's going to be a lot harder of a game than a lot of people are thinking about. Nico is playing there. Thank you for that information. I don't know what was going on with my injury report, but that was last week's injury information. So Nico Collins is playing today. Just want to let y'all know that. But the pick on the Baltimore game, like I said, I'm going Baltimore 27-21. We're going into that Colts-Falcons game, which we have a little earlier this morning. I think that the Colts win that game, but it's going to be a tight game, man. You're looking at the Colts going to score above 20 points again this week. 23 points for the Colts, 18 for the Atlanta Falcons. It's going to be a slugfest, and we're going to need some of that Minshew magic today when it comes to it. As far as Cowboys-Dolphins, I think the Cowboys give a nice upset to the NFL this week. They shut that Miami Dolphins dynamic offense down, and the Cowboys are able to come through in a really tough game, especially after that embarrassing performance against the Buffalo Bills. So I really think the Cowboys are due for a get-right game, and I definitely am going to be running with that Dallas Cowboys lineup, or that Dallas Cowboys money line when it comes to bets this morning. Let me see what other games we got. We got Commanders-Jets. I think I'm going to go with the Commanders to win that game. The Jets have all but given up since Aaron Rodgers was hurt. So we're going with the Commanders to win that game. I got the Lions handing it to the Vikings this morning, especially the fact that they're not home. They're in Minnesota. I think the Lions, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, when you're looking at your fantasy lineups, I'm starting Lions players with confidence. Looking at Browns-Texans, I think that the Texans can get that game won, but I really need – honestly, that's a win-win for me. I need the Texans to win for the Colts to knock the Browns out of playoff contention. However, the Texans losing always benefits me as well. So it's a win-win situation for a Colts fan. However, I think that the Texans really get that done today. They've been struggling with injuries, and I feel like this is one of those games where the Texans are going to have a lot more adversity than they were prepared for, but they're going to be able to overcome it. Packers-Panthers, I think the Panthers get one of their only wins of the season this week against that terribly hurt Green Bay Packers team. That Packers team is just absolutely dealing with a ton of injuries on top of the fact that they're an absolute putrid squad of football players. So I'm going to be going with the Panthers to get one of their only wins this week. Seahawks-Titans. I got the Seattle Seahawks winning that game. I don't care who's playing quarterback, Drew Lock or Geno Smith. I like that Seahawks squad. I like what they're doing these last couple of weeks. They're on that get right. They're on that get right track, and I think that the Seahawks win that game. I have Gibbs and Isaiah Pacheco in that running back, and then Saquon on the bench. I'm not going to lie to you. I personally probably would go Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon just because Isaiah Pacheco has been dealing with that injury. He's coming back healthy right now, but you're looking at that Chiefs offense already being an offense that doesn't run the ball very much. I think that Isaiah Pacheco is a nice, safe start, but I think Saquon could have a bigger ceiling. But if you're not trying to take those risks, like I said, Isaiah Pacheco is not a bad start today. I think he's got a safe floor. However, if you don't get a touchdown from Isaiah Pacheco, you're going to be looking at what Joe Mixon did last night, which is really not that much. But I think Saquon Barkley really can put up a really decent number this week, especially considering the fact they're coming to this offseason. Even though Saquon signed that contract at the beginning of the year, it was only a one-year contract. So you're looking at Saquon still basically on a contract here. He's trying to fight for all his dollars that he can get right now. Moving back on to the game predictions, we got to the morning games. Afternoon, we're going Jaguars over the Buccaneers. We're going Cowboys over the Dolphins. We're going Bears over the Cardinals. And then, of course, I'm going to hold off on that Patriots-Broncos game because we're going to be talking about that tonight live from Mile High Stadium, and I cannot wait to see y'all there. Dear baby Jesus, please let the Cowboys win today. I hope they win today because I got a bet in that I put in August for all the division winners. I got the Dallas Cowboys winning the division. So if the Dallas Cowboys can get it done and prove my prediction right, just make me look smarter, I would love that. Appreciate that more than I possibly could. DJ Moore or Tyreek. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd still go Tyreek over DJ Moore. I think Tyreek Hill, he's one of those players that if he's healthy, you can't not start Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek is just it's too risky to sit Tyreek Hill, man. It's like me sitting T. Higgins last night. I regretted every second of sitting T. Higgins. But T. Higgins was one of those where he could have done it. He could have not. I think Tyreek Hill at least gets his projection, even without a touchdown. So I'm still starting Tyreek Hill with confidence today for sure. But that's going to be it for all the comments for you guys today. I wasn't able to get the injury report. I apologize about that. My boy said Jake Salas is 70 points against me in thumpers with Josh Allen, Pickens, and Olave. Do you think it's a good play for a wide receiver with Tyreek, Debo, and DJ Moore? I definitely think Tyreek Hill is probably the better way to go. Debo is definitely an awesome opportunity as well. So if you don't have the chance to put Debo in your lineup, I really think the problem would be Debo or Tyreek. But I think Debo's got to be up there as well. I would definitely start Tyreek and Debo over DJ Moore for you. But that's going to be doing it today. Darren wants to know if we got any bets today. I don't have any parlays in this morning, but I'll run through my picks for the games again for you. Just to let you guys know what my game lines are. I will post I'll have a nice bet for you guys this evening for that Broncos-Patriots Sunday Night Football game as we get that episode prepared for the live show tonight. But I still got to get down to Denver and things like that. So I wasn't able to get those bets in yet this morning. But my money lines this morning, I'm going Commanders over the Jets, Lions over the Vikings, Texans over the Browns. We're going to be going with the Panthers over the Packers, Seahawks over the Titans. Instead of taking the money line in the Colts game, I'm taking the Colts against the spread, that minus 2.5 that the Colts, or the plus 2.5 that the Colts have. I'm taking that spread for the Colts. I'm also going with the Jaguars over the Buccaneers, Cowboys over the Dolphins, and the Bears over the Cardinals. That'll be my picks for today. If you want to follow those money lines, definitely can. So I got JJ Hill, JT, and CMC all over 100. Ooh, look at you. I'm liking that a lot. That's definitely a pretty good bet. I like that money line, especially with JT not having that Zach Moss competition today. His injury was a thumb injury, so you're not looking at him being hampered at all. So I really endorse that JT 100 yards, CMC 100 yards. I mean, that's That's like betting that Christmas morning is going to fall on the 25th every year. Justin Jefferson over 100. I feel like that would be the only one that kind of scares me just because of the quarterback situation. But Justin Jefferson, we've seen him get it done so many times that's not really questionable. And you heard me say about Tyreek Hill, I still think Tyreek Hill gets it done. So I really do like that bet. So you guys see what Darrell Fenton got over here. We got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jonathan Taylor, and Christian McCaffrey all over 100 yards today. So I definitely like that bet. And like I said, I'm going to have another episode tonight. First time ever we're doing a Sunday Night Football special. I haven't got the time locked down quite yet because, like I said, I still got to get up to Denver. So we're going to figure that out. But we will have a live show for you guys before the game starts. So I'm assuming about 5:15 Mountain Standard Time, 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can tune in. I'll have bets for you for Sunday Night Football, and I'll have some live information from the parking lot of Mile High Field. He said, yeah, we'd be eating if that bet comes in. You already know we will. And I love it when everybody gets to eat in my community. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for the comments. Thank y'all for the love. And I'll see y'all this evening live from Mile High Stadium watching that Sunday Night Football game. And I cannot wait to see y'all there. Keep your chins up as always, but your attitude all the way down. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And I'll see y'all this evening. Y'all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, rest of your morning, and good luck to everybody that's in them semifinals, in them games that mean anything at all. Even if you're in the consolation bracket, fighting to not get last place. Good luck to everybody. I hope we all win, unless you're playing against me. That's gonna be it for me today, y'all. Y'all have a fantastic day. Happy holidays, and I love y'all. See you tonight.